Namaste, DDs. My name is Sherry Sutton. I am your marketing mentor and the founder of the DD Marketing Collective. Today in our weekly live Q&A, we're going to talk about networking. And this is something that I had a question from actually a friend, colleague yesterday. And we had a really good session where we kind of talked about how to use social media to enhance what you're doing in networking, right? Sometimes people think that these are separate things that you do, and they are, right? Sometimes you're doing networking, sometimes you're doing social media, but I believe that the best way to do marketing is to incorporate it in with your social media. So here's how it works. So you meet people at a networking event. Super important, especially if you only sell within a certain geographic area. Even if you don't, like I obviously can sell and work with anybody anywhere in the world, but I go to a lot of networking groups. They don't necessarily have to be in person, but I go to a lot of Zoom networking groups, these amazing groups of entrepreneurs. And here's what I do once I meet them. So whether you're in person or whether you're online, here's what I always do. Because, just going to give you a little background first, because even if you're in person or if you're online, I mean, you might get your 30-second spiel, right? And then, you often get a list of who's there, but you never really have time. Maybe you're in a small group, maybe you're not. You get time to talk to like 3 people really and kind of get to know them and know a little bit about them. And it's just not enough time. So, and people buy from people. So you want to find ways to really engage with people on a more meaningful level. And so this is how I do it. So I meet people in a networking group. I'll write down their names. Then I'll use social media as my way for connecting with them on an ongoing basis and try to make sure that we're developing that relationship, because who knows the next time we're going to be on the same networking thing, right? Either they're not going to go again or I'm not going to go again, or even if we do, we might not talk again. So I use social media as my way for extending my reach by creating a relationship with the people that I meet. So what I do is, for every single person that I meet, for the most part at networking events, I will send them a friend request on Facebook. Once they accept it, if they accept it, I will then send them a direct message, just a little like, hey, super, loved meeting you at the thing or seeing you at the blah, blah, blah the other day. Wanted to introduce myself. Here's a little bit about me. I don't talk a lot about work. I have an email or standard direct message that I write that's, kind of a like, hey, here's a little bit about me, lots of personal stuff, and then a little bit about work, and then tell me about you, right? We want to develop real relationships with people. Relationships are the core of your business, right? Even if those people aren't going to buy from you, it's still the core of your business. That's where your referrals are going to come from, right? That's how you're going to learn. That's how you're going to grow. They're incredibly important. So spend time nurturing those. So once I hear from somebody, sometimes they write back, sometimes they don't, right? But if they do write back, I know that we've got a chance, energetically, we're feeling, that, hey, we like being in each other's orbit. Let's learn more about one another. We'll usually direct message for a little bit. Sometimes it's like, hey, let's have virtual coffee. We seem to be getting along really well. And now you have an opportunity to do virtual coffee. The other thing that I do beyond the direct message and the hope, if I'm connecting with someone, to meet with them via virtual coffee or real coffee, like in-person coffee, just depends on where they are. The other thing that I try to do is engage with their content on social media. So whether they're on Facebook or whether they're on Instagram, I often will try to go to both, right? Follow what they're doing, like what they're doing, share what they're doing if it's appropriate for my audience, but give them some social media love, because the more love you give them, the more you're going to receive. So I try to make sure that I'm engaging in their content, commenting on what they're saying, right? Getting to know their kids, getting to know their lives. And that's incredibly important because, one, it builds genuine relationships, but also from an algorithm perspective, now you're in each other's orbit and they're going to start seeing your posts. So this connects in with your posting strategy on social media. Because if you have now spent time developing a relationship with this person, you want them to hear a little bit more about you, you're learning more about them, you have to make sure that you're posting on a consistent basis so that when you've started to engage with their content on social media, you are in their algorithm now, because that's not going to last for long, right? Just because you become friends with someone doesn't mean that you're always going to be showing up in their algorithm. So you want to make sure that you're doing that within, the first 24 to 48 hours where you're also posting something. And then if you've been engaging with their content, the chances of you showing up on their feed are significantly higher. So this is another reason why it's so important for you to be marketing yourself, and not necessarily marketing yourself, but just being out there on social media on an ongoing basis. Because if you're meeting people at these events, you're starting to develop and nurture relationships, you have to come to the table with something as well in those relationships. And the way that you do that is through your posting on your social media. Now, what a lot of people are going to say next is, yuck, I don't want to post all the time. I don't want to be spammy. Blah. Okay. I totally agree. I did a training a few weeks ago. You can see it on any of my social channels. And I did a training a few weeks ago on how to market yourself without being an a-hole. You can learn more about this here in a second, or by going to that. But you can market yourself and develop relationships with people without being gross, right? You don't have to be out there going, hey, buy my thing, right? You can talk about yourself. You can give advice. There's lots of ways for you to connect with people. I'm here connecting with you right now by giving you advice, right? This is one of the ways that I put my business out there. I put myself out there. And hey, if energetically it works, that you need somebody like me, awesome. I'd love to work with you. And now we've got a business connection. If not, take some advice and leave. It's awesome too, right? Whatever works best. So what was I talking about? Where was I going with this thing? I'm not totally sure. All right. So you're connecting with people on your social media. You don't want to be spammy. I remember what I was going to say. All right. Here is the formula. And I have lots more lives about this, but I'm going to give you the quick formula. If you don't want to be spammy as you're developing these relationships, here's my go-to formula. And this is the formula that the people with the most successful personal brands use. So 30% of your content should be personal. So, and that can be things like, like I went to the movies with my family the other day, right? Going to the movies. It can be things like, oh my God, my shoe, pictures of your feet with your shoe broken, or, whatever it might be, right? Here's I decided to wear red today because it's National Wear Red Day. I don't know, whatever it could be. So 30% of your posts should be personal or personality focused. 30% of your posts should be advice focused, which is exactly what I'm doing with you right now. 30% of your posts should be advice plus promotion focused. So the way that I could do this in this live is to say something like, if you're interested in building a more robust marketing plan for your business where you know exactly what to do every single day, I've got a great program. It's called Marketing Made Simple. You will love it. Okay, so what I did in this was I'm giving you advice on how to extend your reach and networking through social media. I also used it as an opportunity to tell you about a program that connects with what we're talking about right now. That should be about 30% of your posts are those advice and those promotion posts. And then only about 10% of what you're posting should be promotional, right? Like full on, like, hey, I've got this program, buy now, click here, right? Coupons, that kind of thing. So I'll go back through those again. 30% of your posts should be personal. 30% should be advice only. 30% should be advice plus some promotion or an invitation to engage, whatever makes the most sense. And then 10% of your posts should be promotional only. And that's how you can approach this ongoing being on Facebook, being on Instagram, constantly posting. If you approach it that way, if you approach it from a place of service, from a place of trying to give advice, from a place of wanting to connect with people, right? With real, genuine relationships that will grow over time and turn hopefully into business relationships, or hey, even friendships or referral partnerships or whatever they are intended to be. Your job is to put yourself out there into the universe, right? To show your intention, show what you can do, wear your heart on your sleeve, wear your intention for your business on your sleeve, and the people will come to you. So I hope this was super helpful. I know a lot of us do networking. I know a lot of us struggle with to figure out, well, what do I do with these people afterwards? So I hope that this was really helpful in teaching you exactly that. So I'll be live again tomorrow at the same time. I'm going to be talking about Reels. This whole month, we're talking about Reels. It's the way to get in front of your customers right now. Instagram is moving more and more towards video. All of the social platforms are. So we're going to be talking about Reels tomorrow. So tune back in here to check that out. I've also got an amazing class coming up the whole month of July. It's called The Real Girl's Guide to Marketing with Reels. And dudes, you can come too. But most of the people I work with are women, so we called it The Real Girl's Guide to Marketing with Reels. But I would love to have you there if you're interested. Web information's on my website. It's dd.marketing. It's DIDI.marketing, and you can learn more about the program. It's going to be the whole month of July. Lots of learning at home. One session that we're going to be with together, because I know that a lot of people are on vacation in July. So, or direct message me if you're interested in learning more about that. But we're going to talk about Reels more tomorrow. And then I do this every single, what day is it? Tuesday. I need more coffee, apparently. Anyway, I'm here every Tuesday at noon Eastern Standard Time answering your questions. If you have a marketing question that you would like me to answer during this session, send it my way. If I answer it, I will send you one of these cool DD marketing mugs. And it's got I have all these cool stickers that I made with Dolly Parton quotes and some other fun stuff. So send me your questions via direct messenger or via email at Sherry@dd.marketing. It's DIDI.marketing. And I hope you guys have a fabulous rest of your day. I'm actually on my way to a networking event right now. So I'll talk to you soon. Bye.